welcome everyone. So this is actually going to be it's our 10th episode, but it's also going to be our last one for a little bit. We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a few weeks to, bring you more resources and more guests. We've already been in contact with a couple of people we're really excited about. So we really want to, encourage you to, again, watch through this whole last episode and just hang with us a little bit. We'll be back in a few weeks. So we want to start out as we usually do with our background contest. So I guess it's appropriate for our last episode that we would have a tie, a three-way tie. It was a two-way tie this morning until Megan's mom swooped in at the last minute and complicated things for us. So we had to come up with a means to sort of break this tie. So we have Sarah's come up with a solution based on Megan's recommendation. So Sarah, I'll let you instruct everybody on how we're gonna do this.
Okay, so we're gonna draw straws virtually, and so let's see, whoever gets the short straw won the background competition. So who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Everybody's
I know
really
it's
nervous.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Alex got the long straw.
Okay.
So Alex is out. All right, Megan, it's me and you. So Megan, you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay. You got the short straw. All right, so Megan won with rainbow fish, right?
Yeah.
All right, we can set it as our background.
It's probably the prettiest of the three, so
Yeah.
probably meant to be, right?
You guys are so quick to add it as your background. Like, just taking my time over here. So I know we have some questions for you, Megan, while I'm adding my background.
So I can go first. So Megan, why is this your favorite children's book?
So growing up, I shared this a little bit earlier that I actually had a Rainbow Fish themed bedroom. It was a book that my mom and I would read pretty much every night, mostly like a couple times a night. I really liked the fact that it was like a glittery book and it was shiny, but it also had a really good story behind it. And when I was going to think about which book I wanted to choose, I had actually listened to this book read by somebody, I think just on YouTube, and it brought back like lots of different memories from when I was a little kid. So this was the book that I decided I had to choose.
Nice. It's a good choice. I know this was a tough decision for all of us. There's so many good books, but do you have like a favorite memory that is associated with this book?
I think that my favorite memory would be the room that I had. It was painted and had like a rainbow fish border, like a wallpaper border around the whole room. And then I had like the matching bed set, the sheets, pillows. I think I even had a couple different like little figurines of the rainbow fish. And that was like my first like big kid bed too, so it was cool to be able to have all of the rainbow fish stuff. And yeah, it just has lots of memories of like growing up and like learning to read and different things like that.
Cute. I don't know about you, Alex, but I did not have a Giving Tree themed room.
No, I didn't have a Fox and Socks themed room either. It was the book when I was a kid that we read like over and over and over again. Um, and now it's one of my favorites to read to my daughter, just because it's a bunch of tongue twisters. There's not like a whole lot that's like meaningful about it, but I think it's just a fun book.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the Giving Tree, I remember I hadn't read it until I was an adult. I actually had a client at Small Talk who introduced me to the book, and I think it was sitting in our lobby, and she brought it in to a session and was like, can we read this book? Like, this is one of my favorite books. I was like, I've never read it. And then her jaw dropped. She was like, you've never read this book? Sorry. But that's a powerful book. It's a really good book.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too. I think Rainbow Fish has a great message in it as well, just about like being who you are and accepting our differences and that sort of thing too. Mm-hmm. So, Alex, I know you have the copies of the books with you.
I have all the books. Yes, absolutely. So is there a special, I don't know if you know it by heart, Megan, but is there a special page or a page you enjoy the most?
I think one of my favorite pages is towards the end when he's talking about after he gives like most of his shiny scales to the other fish and realizes that like that is what makes him happy, seeing other fish have like a quality that he had carried. And yeah, I think that's towards the end of that book.
Is it this one? Soon all the fish came, and the rainbow fish gave away his scales, one by one. Finally, he had only one shining scale left, but now, as he swam off to play with his friends, he was the happiest fish in the sea.
Yep, it's that one.
It is a really good book.
It reminds me a lot of the other Dr. Seuss book. What is about the Sneetches, where they have like the stars on their bellies?
Oh yeah.
And how it's like that one is kind of the same meaning, where they walk around thinking that they're better than the other ones because they have the star, and then it becomes popular and everybody has one, and then it's not cool anymore to like have the star. And that's what this book also kind of reminds me of, is that like being able to share your happiness with everybody is the happiness, instead of like having this one thing that you can keep all to yourself. It was definitely a book about sharing that I had gone through a lot.
Nice. Well, thanks, Megan.
Yeah, that was a great choice. And really pleasing background. I'm glad you won.
It was very soothing.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, exactly. It feels very aquatic.
It goes great with our guests from last week too, with all of like the animal themed.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Animals are pretty popular. That hasn't changed on this show for sure. So we want to move on to our Small Talk updates. So a couple really exciting things. One is we're hiring. So we're adding to our team. We just added Tess, just a couple months ago, and now we're ramping up to hire another position. So we do have a development director position. So this will be a person who, goes and, helps us fundraise and connect with donors and engage with them. So it's a really important job for us. This is the first time we're hiring for this position, so we're really excited about it. The job is open now, so if you are interested and meet the qualifications, please feel free to apply. You can go to our website and click on the employment tab, and you'll be able to find the job description and directions on how to apply from there. So yeah, we're really excited to join, or have somebody else join our team. I don't know if you'd get extra points for saying that you heard about it on our show, but maybe, who knows? Probably not. But either way, really exciting. And then we also have our auction that we hold in the fall. So we're changing things up a little bit this year. Because of all the concerns with COVID, we want to make sure that people feel safe, and we still want to be able to host a really fun and engaging event. So usually we do that on one night a year. It's a silent and live auction called the Auction for Advocacy. But this year we're doing 14 days to end child abuse instead of just one night. So it's going to be 2 weeks full of really fun, engaging activities that you can participate in online. We'll still have an auction, so you'll still be able to bid on really cool experiences and items. So we're just ramping up, getting prepared for that, and we're really excited about it. It's a little different, a lot different from the way that we have been doing things for the last 6 years with this event. But it's really cool, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for some new experiences and just try some new stuff, which I think we're all doing during this age of COVID. So, and then as we mentioned too, this is going to be our last show for just a little bit. We need breaks too. We still got work to do, and this show's been really fun to put together. It's been, for me personally, it's been great I work with you guys every day, but it's been great to work with both of you in this capacity, and I'm sure we'll miss it for a little bit, but we'll be right back at it in a few weeks, and coming up with new guests and new background contests. So if people have suggestions for things when we come back, please let us know. Please, post something in the comments about what you want to hear about, or a fun background contest, or a doppelganger you think we look like. Whatever you want. We're open to suggestions, and we want to hear from you during our break. So we'll post clips from the show, in case you missed any episodes, just to kind of keep it fresh in your mind, remind you that it's still coming back. We're still going to do the show. We're just taking a little break for a little bit. So